the way you win such positions is often you just give up one of the pawns and you advance the other, and eventually you get to Lucena position, which is very standard from here. Check. Oh, I do appreciate the chance to show a little bit of technique, but I do know how to build a bridge. Here, this is what it's called, building a bridge. Now the rook builds the so-called bridge, and allowing the king to come back and the rook to block.
Welcome back! Today we are covering the single most important rook ending you will ever learn. It is called the Lucena position. Here is the setup. White to move. You have a pawn. It is one square away from glory, but your king? He's a potato. He's standing right in front of the pawn, blocking the promotion square. The defender just has a rook. So how do we win? You might think, I just move the king and make a queen, right? Wrong! It is easier said than done. Let's look at the first instinct. You play rook e7 check, trying to push the king away. Black says, nice try, and plays king f8. Guess what? You aren't making any progress. You are just shuffling pieces. The only way to win is to force the black king off the f-file. We need space, so we play rook f1 check. Now, if black tries to be a hero with king e6, we just play king e8, and we promote. Easy win! So black is forced to go to the g-file with king g7. Okay, the enemy king is gone. He's drinking a smoothie on the side of the board, but we still have to be careful. This is where beginners mess up. You want to rush out with king e7, but then rook e2 check, the king is exposed. If you try to run to the other side with king d6, black plays rook d2 check. You go king e6, rook e2 check. King d5, rook d2 check. You see this? You are just dancing. The king is stuck protecting the d7 pawn. You are not making progress. You are wasting your life. So, moving the king failed. What do? We play the key move of the entire Lucena position. Rook f4. I know, it looks weird. Why is the rook in the middle of the board? Grandmaster Aaron Nimzovich called this strategy building a bridge. The rook is on the 4th rank. It is 2 squares away from the black king, so it can't be attacked. The idea is simple. We are going to use this rook as a shield. Let's see it in action. Black plays a waiting move, rook c1. Now our king comes out, king e7. Attacks immediately, rook e1 check. We go king d6, rook d1 check. Now do not run up the board and forget your pawn. We play king e6. If black plays rook d2, we just go rook f5 and then rook d5, shielding everything. Easy. But let's say black checks again. Rook e1 check. We go king d5, rook d1 check. And now, look at the board. We play rook d4. The bridge is built, the king is shielded, the checks are over. White promotes on the next turn. Now, let's rewind. After rook f1 check, what if black played king g6 instead of g7? They want to attack your rook on f4 with king g5, but since the king left f8, we just play rook f8. We are ready to move our king, and the rook on f8 supports the promotion, so black has to play king g7. So, can you remember the key move? That's right, rook f4. You move the king to d5, you block with rook d4, and you take the full point. Do you have what it takes? Go practice this. Get out of here.